What is up guys, it's Ruben from JustHost, and today we'll be doing a shared web hosting review for JustHost. We'll be going from sign up all the way through to getting a hosted website up and running. Let's do this. JustHost.com. Alright, here we are at their home page. We want to go to their web hosting, and here we can see a bunch of the features that they offer for web hosting. We will click here, get started now. We can choose our package. We've got the basic, plus and prime. We already know that we only need the basic, we don't need more than one website. Oh, here's a usage policy. Okay, that's very nice. We know we won't need more than one website, we won't need more than 50 gigabytes of disk space, etc, etc. So that's the package that we're going to take. And here we have the account information and the payment information, which I will do at the end. And here we've got our package information, what we can choose. We've got the 1 month, 12 month, 24 month and 36 months. I see that they do have a very nice loyalty aspect. 12 months it's now $3.95 to 24 months, which is $2.95, and 36, which is $2.50. Okay, yeah, so we actually only need the 1 month package. You see our hosting price here. Setup fee is free. And then we've got the Site Backup Pro, $2.99. That's a bit on the expensive side. Normally Site Backup goes at about $1.67 on average, so $3 is hitting the pricier side. Site Lock Security, $2, sort of standard. Normally when they bill Site Lock Security on an annual basis, they give you 2 months free. Yeah, they do not. So that works out a little bit pricier. Looks like they've also got a search engine jumpstart. And this is just your search engine optimization. But we don't need that. And of course we've got our policy and our terms of service that we have here. I am going to go read that now. And I agree. I'm going to fill in all my account information and my payment information, and then I will bring you guys back. And here we are at JustHost. Here's our home page. Here we can see we've got a bunch of commonly used shortcuts. We got here our search engine optimization. We've got some email stuff. We got some websites, some file management things. Here we can take a look at all our domain options, etc, etc. Here we've got a basic idea of the hosting services that we have. We've only got the one. Now here at the top we've got our cPanel. We can take a look at the performance. Again, email, website, FTP, database, manage IPs, and install scripts. They use Mojo to install all the stuff. Like for example, if you wanted to install a website, install WordPress or Weebly or anything like that, they use it through Mojo Marketplace. Here we have our cPanel. Here's some frequently used features, which is quite nice. These are actually made based on what you click. So the first time when you log in, you won't actually have anything here, but then as you start using things, start clicking on all the different shortcuts, then it starts adding in, which is a very nice little feature. You can actually set it as your default page. Oh, that's kind of cool. Didn't see that before. Here we've got all our system information. We've got all the how many emails we have, how many FTP accounts we have, domain, files and databases, and obviously all the versions of PHP, Perl, cPanel, Apache. They've got a page speed grader, which is kind of cool. It's pretty much just a link to pagespeedgrader.com. It's not an actual application or anything that you install on your site. It's basically what we do. We go to our page speed tester site. First thing that we would like to do is to test out. We have the option between WordPress and Weebly. Just here as the quick install. I think WordPress is a nice standard one. It's very universally used, so that's what we're going to test it on. And then as you can see here, they're using the Mojo Marketplace to install. They've got the option here to actually get somebody else to install it for you, like a service rendered. So that's kind of cool, but we obviously don't need that. Here we select the domain which we would like to install it on. Here's some helpful add-ons. lead generation opt-in monster. That's kind of cool. And then constant contact, which is just a form builder. And here we can, here's the last step. We can set our site name or title. It's a JustHost demo site. Got our email, we'll make this admin. Got our password, which I will set now. And then of course we've got our terms and services that we agree to. And then we can click install. And then they inform us that they are setting up WordPress for us. We can find a theme. So we can start taking a look around here for some themes. But we're just going to use the standard, I think there's 3 different themes we can choose from, which is the standard WordPress options. Yeah, we can view the information about it. We can see, okay, we installed in WordPress. And there you go, it's done. Now, seeing that WordPress has been installed, we can go to our site. We can go directly to the admin login, and there you go. Then I'm going to get everything set up, and then I'll bring you guys back. And there you have it, quick, easy, and we've got a WordPress site up and running. We can edit it, we can change all the information for the about us, the blog, the contact, all of that. We can change that information, but ultimately we've got a site up and running in a really short time. Using the Mojo Marketplace was easy. It was one-click install. Well, I did, however, just change the tagline and the title, but besides that, it was really easy. So that was quite simple. So to uninstall the WordPress site, we need to FTP in and then delete the files. So we are now here at our FTP JustHost dashboard, and I can see there's a whole bunch of FTP accounts made. This is probably with the WordPress site that we installed. There's quite a few. There's 1, 2, 12 FTP accounts. Kind of a lot, but that's fine. We only need to focus on our special FTP account. This is our admin user. So we want to configure our FTP client. We're gonna get our FileZilla out here. We've got the server, the username, and we know our password. So we can go here and enter. Alright, the FTP server did not seem to want to work. I believe this is just due to the fact that we are hosting the domain elsewhere. So I've just grabbed the server IP address, username, password, and port. You do get the server IP address and all the actual needed information in the email that they send you when you sign up. There are also a few other places where you can get all that relevant information. So obtaining the information is in no way difficult whatsoever. We can now quick connect. And here we are logged in. We go to our public HTML. I see here that they've got some default pages for 400, 500. You can go here to our extension, our subdomain. And here we can see all the WordPress stuff that has been installed. Now what we're going to do is we're going to delete all of it, and then we're going to FTP our tester site in. And then once that is done, I will bring you guys back. And the files are up for our tester site, and there we have it. We've got JustHost demo site up, got the images. There has been a refactoring to our demo site for testing purposes. We've done image optimization, and we've done everything on our side to make the site as fast as possible. So now when we actually do our speed testing, anything less than 100% ultimately means it's on the server side and it's not our website that's faulty. Well, now that we know that the site is in, we can grab our URL. We go ahead, we paste our URL, let the test run. And there we have it. Our first load time was 2 seconds. We've got a speed index of 483 for the repeated view with 57 DOM elements. And there we can take a look at our waterfall and in our repeated view. For our second load time is really fast. The rendering is not as fast as it could be, but as what we always do is we run it 2-3 times. A lot of the server's caching tends to be somewhat of a learning curve, so it learns what to cache and what not to. There you go, you see It's even slightly faster with a much better start render. I will run it for the third time. And then for the third test, we seem to be having a somewhat constant load time with no surprises. Our start render has stabilized now to 0.3, 0.4, which is very good. We know the images, they aren't compressed because they're at the correct sizing. So everything's good in that aspect. And now we're going to actually take a look at the GT metric score, and then we can see all the pertinent information. So for caching, they did not set the expiration. What that means is that when items are cached in the browser, an expiration date of when they should stop being cached has not been set. This won't actually affect the load speed in any way, but it's more of a... It should be set, because otherwise it's that image or whatever is going to be in the user's browser forever. Like if there's no expiration date, it just keeps it. It's not good. Why slow? We see here that the expires headers is not in. And the content delivery network, we know that we can ignore this. If the expiration headers was an A, the Y slow score would be 95. That's the max. And the page speed score max is 100%. Even if there are 99s, it still goes through as 100. So we can see here that they're not setting the expires header, and that seems to be the only thing that's actually not done. Besides that, if they actually set the expiration headers, then they'd have a perfect score then, actually. So it's good load time. I'd say that it is a pretty good overall score, because we know that it's pretty much just the expiration that is not set on the caching. Yeah, it's something that they should do. It's not necessarily going to perfect the performance or anything, but it should technically be done. They should at least say, okay, well, even if it's for like a month, as long as they set a header. And then that is now our score for them. And now moving on to the things that I liked and things I did not like. First of all, something that I really liked was the homepage customization buttons. That's pretty cool. I'm going to quickly show you guys here. If you take a look here at the home page, you've got these buttons. Now, you can decide what you want and what you don't want to see. And I love that. I actually find that something so cool, because you know, let's say I'm only working with the website and files at the moment. That's all I really care about. Those are the only things I have to see. And it's option based, and it remembers what you choose. So if I had to reload the page or log out and log back in tomorrow, it will have remembered my option, which I think is awesome. The other thing I liked was the one-click installs. It was very simple, very easy. The other thing I liked was the patchy spam assassin that you can have, which I think is pretty cool. Very helpful, especially if you've got a WordPress site and you have a contact us page or something like that. It can prevent those people who've got bots that spam you. So that's a very nice feature. The other feature that I quite liked was the sidebar, where you can see all the information. As you can see, we've got here our system, our email, our domains, all the relevant information that I would like to know. I don't have to look too far. It's here on my cPanel. I can just view all the necessary information, and I do quite like that. Another thing I quite liked was the quick start. This is a service that they render, or the service that they provide, that you basically get a phone call to someone. You've got 45 minutes reserved for you. That's something that's really nice for people who have no web hosting experience whatsoever. They don't know about the cPanel, so that's very nice. And then last but not least, the default pages that they give. They've got here a 400, 401, 403 and 404 and 500 error pages along with the default HTML file. So that's very nice, especially when you start up and it's hosting and it's there, but you haven't loaded anything yet. So it's a nice feature. It's not major or anything, but I just thought it was quite nice of them to add. And yeah, that's pretty cool. Now getting onto the things that I did not like. Number one, I really did not enjoy the fact that I had to sign up with a domain and I couldn't sign up directly with the subdomain. I know it doesn't happen very often, but just the fact that they were limiting me, it's not that great, because something a person always looks for in web hosting is customization. How customizable is it for you? And that's an aspect where it cuts customization out completely. Luckily there was a way around it where we could just create the subdomain later and then point our namespace to that IP address. As we saw in the test, the caching, the expires headers on cached items was not set. This doesn't actually affect caching performance and speed. It's sort of a coder's manual. One of those things is sort of a, yeah, when you cache, you set that. It's just sort of the standard, but they didn't do that, which was not cool. So in that sense, they fell below the standard. Now, something that was very weird, when we set up the WordPress site, we had FTP accounts that were made, 12 to be exact. As you see here, we've had a whole bunch of random FTP accounts put in. It's not major anything, but I don't know, if I were slightly larger and having to have, let's say, John and Sarah and Mark that needed to FTP, then having these weird random accounts here, it's very not nice. It adds clutter, unnecessary clutter to my FTP accounts, and I just did not like that. Last, and something that is very rather personal aspect, would be the color scheme. Now this is just a personal aspect. I really did not like the coloring. The coloring, it's like just a particular color, because I don't know, maybe I've got some color blindness or something, but it's like this weird, is it red, is it pink, is it peach? I don't know, it just looks very weird to me, and the coloring isn't very nice. So that's just my personal preference on it, and that was pretty much what I didn't like. And that does it for today's review of JustHost. I hope you guys now have a better idea of who you would want to host your website.